Junk fees have become a costly part of everyday life, popping up on hotel bookings, food orders, payment apps, and more. A new federal rule targets some of the worst offenders, but many hidden charges remain legal.
Yeah, that's right. Consumer Reports actually breaks down what this means for you and your wallet and how to avoid them. 9 News consumer investigator Steve Stager is here to break all of that down. Steve, good morning.
Good morning. By now you've already heard about this. Maybe you have. The FTC rule that requires full price transparency for hotels, short-term lodging, and live event tickets, so you know the full price before booking, making it easier for consumers to avoid some surprises. But the FTC rule only addresses a small piece of a much bigger problem. Hidden fees are really everywhere. Consumer Reports estimates the average family spends about $3,200 a year in junk fees. So they have some tips on how to help you avoid some of the sneaky fees. Take flights, for example. You can sometimes avoid extra charges by booking directly through the airline or a trusted travel agent and using the airline's app to check in. If you're renting a car, you might be able to bring your own toll transponder to avoid extra charges. For example, our express toll transponder works in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Consumer Reports says that we've come a long way on junk fees, but there is still a long way to go.
Americans are sick and tired of getting hit with hidden fees that jack up prices and take a big bite out of their wallets. This is a big step in the right direction, but much more needs to be done.
So obviously there are other tips that you can use here, like don't order food delivery through one of the apps if you want to try to avoid fees, because the apps often raise the price of what you would typically get at the restaurant. Pay in cash, because there are a lot of restaurants that charge you a credit card fee if you're using a credit card fee, because obviously there is some price to the company to process a credit card transaction. Just little things like that.
It is kind of weird though. Sometimes people are like, we actually don't take cash anymore. It's like, that's so weird.
I have
They're not allowed to do that under Colorado law.
Yeah, Colorado law says they have to take cash.
If somebody tells you that, say like, how does that comply with Colorado law?
Okay.
There are only a few places that are allowed under state law to do that. I think hotels is one of them. Anytime you have to put down a deposit on something, they're allowed to take a credit card.
Okay.
But other than that, they're not complying with Colorado law if they're saying no.
Speaking of hotels too, those fees at the very end, the resort fees or whatever, those can really add up. And I don't understand why you just don't wrap it into the nightly fee.
What are resort fees? What do they go to anyway?
Amenities typically, so they go to like upkeep for the pool, just different things around the property. So like sometimes it'll like pay to make the property pretty, but you have to remember, like you can, if you have a bad experience with something, I've had success going to them and saying, I don't want to pay that resort fee, and they just wipe it.
Or like you were saying with your situation, you went to a resort, the pool wasn't even available, it wasn't open. If that's what that resort fee goes to, you didn't get to enjoy that.
Exactly. Like if it's not working, then like why am I paying this resort fee? You should ask too, what does this resort fee go towards? Because sometimes a resort fee might include something like a breakfast in the morning, right? That you might not know about.
This is when you let your kids ask the question, because the thing they always ask, why?
Why? Oh, the why.